Hi, Clayton speaking. Welcome to StickySims, my YouTube channel where I love to build and play The Sims. I hope you're doing well today. I'm working on a Cormier Legacy video currently, and it's taking a little bit longer than anticipated, so I thought I'd take a little break from that and do a little quick speed build for you guys. I didn't really have anything inspiring me in any particular way, I guess. My thought today was I'm gonna do a base game starter home with no cheats. So my original thought was that this was going to be awful because I'm so spoiled and used to especially the move objects cheat and then debug and live edit objects. But this actually didn't go as bad as I thought. I still didn't only having the starter home budget, but we just kind of kick into starter home mode. So what do I mean by starter home mode? What I mean by that is I'm going to make the house outside look as cute as I can, but I guess not go overboard so that I can still have enough furniture for inside. Now, the starter budget was only really for one sim. I just started with this one that I had right here out front. Kind of went back to my roots, back to basics, if you will, and I just kind of went through my little story. I let the Sims basically make a sim for me. I added in a name, and then I jumped into the game. So, went to my tried and true favorite lot here in Willow Creek. It's called Streamlet Single. And we went in with just one sim. It gave us the starting funds of 20,000. So when I bought this lot, I bulldozed it and it left us with 18,500 simoleons. Once I was done, I believe I left your sim, if you do the same thing I did, I left the sim with about 200 simoleons. So that should be enough for eating maybe first round of bills. Of course, when you start the Sims, you really need to jump into a career so you can start bringing in the income. Another thing that I really love about building base game starter homes in particular is, one, it kind of makes me reassess what the actual cheapest items are in the build buy mode, but it also kind of serves as timestamps, if you will. I made a base game starter home about a year ago, I believe, and the number of items and things that they've added to the base game just in the past year is honestly incredible. Incroyable. I kind of have this new thing that I really like to do where I make a activities skill room, but because we have this glass wall, I kind of make it into a sunroom. I don't know, I just kind of like the idea of it kind of being a catch-all and you can see out everywhere. I don't know, I like it. Now, of course, one of the things, if you're not used to Sims 4, especially base game and starter budget, you do not have a lot of funds for cluttering, so this build is not very cluttered. I didn't even put window coverings on everything. I put it by the dining room table. But anyhow, I did this home in a shotgun style house from the New Orleans area. So what that basically means is the house is essentially a stack of rooms, and you're having to basically navigate the house through the series of rooms. Now, most of us love to do when we're playing in The Sims, is I kind of created an open floor plan when you kind of walk in the front door. So you enter and you have a living room. I couldn't afford a TV with the things that I had used. So if you want your Sim to have a TV, you're gonna have to work for it. Or you could probably sell the computer if you wanted to. Anyways, I put a little two-seater dining room area, and then the kitchen at the back with a kind of a portrait window overlooking the canal that runs behind the house. One little bathroom, and then a longer bedroom, kind of, parallel with the living space. Now, because I did it with one sim, I just did a single bed. Now, if you wanted to, you could probably take the desk or move the desk somewhere and add another single bed if you wanted to. But ultimately, if you wanted to play with two Sims, you might get a little extra money, and you could probably still make this house work. I mean, your Sims just wouldn't be able to sleep in the same bed at the same time, but, like in real life, we do what we must, right? I did include a couple of the new event items that we got with this most recent event. Let's see, it was over the summer of 25, the Nature's Calling. So a reclaimed woodworking table, I put that in the little sunroom, and then I also used a couple of the reclaimed wood dining chairs inside. It's quickly becoming one of my favorite items, just because I love the look that they've made this little wood stain type, crafted, usable piece of furniture. I don't know, I love it. What really kind of killed me more than anything was I didn't realize how often and how regularly I use debug and live edit like landscaping for the main reason of, one, there's so much more available on those menus, and whenever you're landscaping with just the regular catalog items, they all cost money. So we literally put like maybe a handful of items out on the lot for landscaping just to add a little extra cute, you know? So let me reel myself back in where we are with this build. I basically had to kind of pull the front back a little bit for the sake of adding more money. At this point, I knew that I was really only working with the shell and like landscaping items, and I haven't even gone inside and really started adding more furniture. Now, of course, if you hate the base game furniture and you still love the outside of this house, you can always place it unfurnished and then do your own thing, decorate it inside however you wish. Here, yes. So, like I said, I'm so used to using the move objects cheat, and I didn't realize that this like wardrobe, this little closet piece, literally cannot go flush with the wall for some reason. And it was driving me crazy. I actually had to clip out a bunch of me like trying 27 different ways in the room to see if I could get it to work, and it wouldn't. So now, I said I didn't use cheats. I did use alt placement, mostly just because that is something that's available if you're looking through your keyboard controls and say you don't have any mods, no cheats on, no packs or anything. You can still use alt placement, so I did. And it seems to work out mostly, like the most flexibility that I found with alt placement is when you're actually putting stuff on the wall. So, like wall decorations and different things. Now, one of the things I wasn't expecting is on your keyboard when you're building, you can use the 9 key and the like 0. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, the 9 key and the 0 key to like raise and lower things when they're on the wall. And that does not work with cheats on. So I don't know if that's just my game or if that's literally a part of the move objects cheat. Maybe I'm thinking maybe I could like do a little deeper dive into what exactly the move objects cheat does. And maybe do like, I don't know, like an informational tutorial. Y'all let me know what you think. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm really just kind of running behind with my next gameplay video, but I still wanted to put something out for you guys. And I was inspired. I was like, let me go sit down and do a no cheats build, but let me just add fuel to the fire or add, pain to misery or whatever, and just give myself a base game starter, like, I don't know, rule? Challenge. That's the word, right? We love that word here in the Sims 4 community. We love a challenge. That, and I'm also really loving the idea of kind of going back to basics with this and just kind of reassessing where the game is and where it was, last time I tried this type of thing. I've said this before in other videos, but I feel like Sims 4 build mode really is kind of like a happy place for me. I have definitely been having some pretty low days lately. Now, I mean, of course, your emotional state, it's up and down, and some days are better and some days are worse. I just noticed more recently I've been having a lot of lower days. So thinking of what kind of things to kind of help either pull me out of that or just, maybe like bring you to a happy place kind of thing. So I am really glad that I sat down and did this. I do just really love this game at its core. And even without all the frills and the extra cheats and CC and mods and everything, I still do really just enjoy playing this game. And I'm glad that I'm able to share that with you guys here too, through this channel on YouTube. If you're new to The Sims 4 and you're gonna download this house and you want to try playing with it, in like a new save file for yourself, for example, my tips for you getting started, definitely do some painting, maybe write a couple things that you get to the point to where you can like sell it, start making some money from that, as well as starting a career. If you focus on your logic, your fitness, and your charisma skill, it will make a whole bunch of other things a lot easier in the future or down the road. I made sure to include a chess table so you can work on that logic skill, and you can always just go jogging around the neighborhood, and then the mirror you can use for building the charisma skill. But anywho, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a beautiful week. Love you. Bye.